Do demons actually wish to possess people? If not, then what's the driving force to make them possess us? Here's the thing. Please read carefully because I write to you all what I have been through. Demons either possess you because they are commanded to do so, or they are attracted to you. A third possibility is when you irritate them. Once they possess you, your soul is arrested and tortured. And how can the soul be tortured, you say? Well, the demon empties out its love from your soul. Only fills it with hatred and loneliness find shelter within. No, wait. Loneliness rushes to find shelter within your soul. Now, what would loneliness try to even find shelter from? I've wondered the same thing. Anyway, day after day after day after day, the soul is reminded that it is a wasted creation, a meaningless creation, a nullified creation. And what happens when your mind accepts its whole self as meaningless? That's when the survival mode begins. As we all know, there are short periods when a demon would become quiet, sort of like it would be doing its own thing for a while, like live its own private life. Those are the moments you would just sit still, hugging your menial, tiny, wasted body and let the time flow. Within those moments, you just want to be left alone, and let the time be because you know that a slight movement or action could anger the demon. I'm talking about the slightest movement, like sweeping your greasy hair behind your ears or even smiling. But those are insignificant actions, you say? Yes, these are insignificant. But what good would those actions do when you are just a temporary visitor of your own mind? A body and mind that has been invaded, hollowed, rendered meaningless, and reduced to bones. Those bones that support your body frame surrounded by an eerie void, just like the ancient remains. Once a short period of stillness ends, the demon returns with full rage. The demon's presence makes your stomach pull your throat down and your knees up, making you unable to walk or to swallow your own spit. But you know what? Every time, and I mean every single time you try to find a grain of hope within that rage, or at least I tried to, year after year I tried and tried. Now let me get straight to my story. I was possessed by a demon at the age of 6. During those times, I just wanted to be for as long as I could be. I wanted to sleep for as long as I could sleep. For the most part, the demon's voice would wake me up. In no time, I would be doing things I didn't want to do with the energy I didn't have. I did them for I had no choice. I did them because resistance meant emotional harm, a form of torture that at the time would reduce me to nothing. When I was reduced to nothing, my body became numb. In other words, pieces of my mind and soul became stale, rotted, and fell off over time. And if being reduced to nothing did this kind of damage, I didn't want to know what being reduced to less than nothing would ever do to me. So without any question, my body and my mind submitted every single command. My workaholic father started to notice my condition after 5 long years. One day he came to my room and talked to me for a long time. He was talking about mind power and life and friends and love. I honestly lost him at the start because those terms simply didn't sound familiar. After a few weeks, he took me to an exorcist. That was the day my love for my father inside me, that was also scared of the demon, cautiously woke up, yawned, and took a little peek into the outside world through my eyes. That moment when I looked at Dad, I saw a father. My father. After 12 long years of exorcism, I feel like the lost pieces of my mind and soul have started to fall into place. Over these 12 years, Andrea, my therapist, has taught me a very important basic life principles. Number 1, no matter how much a character role is praised in society, does not mean that character does not have a dark side. Number 2, to get any sort of help from people, you need to talk about your problem exactly how it is instead of metaphorically laying down the whole situation. Number 3, if you ever feel hollow and have lost motivation, there's a term for it called mental illness. Andrea calls it depression. Number 4, since my mother passed away 3 years ago, it is rude to still refer to her as a demon.